Before the glamour, before the global fame, before groups like the Supremes became household names, there was another group. A group of teenage girls from Michigan who helped launch a musical empire. They was known as the Marvelettes. And at the center of their sound was a young voice filled with innocence, emotion, and unmistakable charm. With one song, she helped change the future of Motown Records forever. But while others would go on to greater fame, her story quietly faded into the background. This is the story of the voice that started it all. The centerpiece of today's video is all about Gladys Horton. Now before we start, let's be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and push that notification bell to be sure you won't miss out on any more uploads. Now without further ado, let's cue that intro. Born on May 30th, 1945 in Gainesville, Florida, to parents of West Indies heritage, she was raised in the western Detroit suburb of Inkster, Michigan by a foster family. Horton never knew her biological parents throughout her life, and she lived with several foster families after being put up for adoption at 9 months old. Like many young girls of her time, she grew up surrounded by music. Church choirs, school performances, and neighborhood talent shows became her early stages. Her voice stood out. It had a youthful sweetness, but also a natural emotional quality that connected with listeners. As a teenager, she formed a singing group with her classmates. At the time, they were just a group of friends with a dream. They had no idea that they was about to make history. At the age of 14, she established a group that was called the Delrin-Mets. With three of her friends, they recorded for a little record company that was called JVB Records. In 1960, Horton created a group with Georgina Tillman, Katherine Anderson, Joanna Cowart, and Wanda Young, all of whom she known since high school. They invited Georgina Dobbins to their group. They was formerly named the Cassinets, and the group auditioned for Motown following a talent event. The audition went well, but the group was asked to perform their own musical composition. Dobbins created the song Please Mr. Postman, but she left the group after her father refused to let her perform with them. She was the original lead singer, but when she departed, she gave the spotlight to Horton. The group changed their name to the Marvelettes shortly after signing with Motown, and they replaced Dobbins with a young singer, Wanda Young. In 1961, the group officially released Please Mr. Postman. The single would top the charts, peaking at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts, becoming Motown's first ever #1 pop hit. Horton later sang lead on singles such as Playboy, that peaked #7 on the pop charts and #4 on the R&B charts. Beachwood 45789, which peaked #17 on the pop charts and #7 on the R&B charts.
You to come over and have this dance with me, and my number is Beachwood.
And Too Many Fish in the Sea, that peaked #25 on the pop charts. Gladys Horton's voice was emotional and relatable. Her voice was the heart of that success. She became one of Motown's first breakout stars. But as the 60s progressed, Motown began signing and developing new artists. Groups like the Supremes rose to prominence, achieving massive commercial success. With the spotlight shifting, the Marvelettes found themselves competing with their own label. lead vocals began shifting within the group. Singers like Wanda Young was taking on a larger role. For Gladys Horton, this marked a change in her position with the group. Like many groups of this era, the Marvelettes faced internal and external changes. The music industry was evolving rapidly. New sounds, new artists, and new trends was constantly emerging. As Motown began focusing on its biggest acts, the Marvelettes received less attention. Lineup changes and shifting dynamics within the group added to the challenges. Despite this, Horton remained an important figure in the group's identity. By the late 60s, the Marvelettes' time at the top of the charts had came to an end. The group eventually disbanded, and its members went in separate ways. Gladys Horton stepped away from the music industry to focus on her personal life. Unlike many artists who continue pursuing fame, she chose a quieter path, but her contributions to music history remain. In 1967, Horton quit the group, and she was replaced by Ann Bogan. After leaving the Marvelettes in 1967, she moved to Los Angeles, where she married Sammy Coleman, who was a trumpeter who played with Joe Tex. But the couple later separated. She had 3 children, Samuel, Vaughn, and Alfonso, who was sadly unalive during the shooting in 1991. She temporarily moved to Philadelphia and Inkster before returning to Los Angeles in 1984, where she raised her 3 sons. Horton and Young reunited to collaborate on the 1990s Marvelette albums for Ann Levine's Motor City label, titled The Marvelettes Now. Although Young didn't take part in the group's performances, the group released the single Holding On With Both Hands in 1990. Which was sung on record by Young but performed by Horton in the public due to Young's severe personal problems. Horton continued to perform Marvelette songs with various members, and this will also continue with other Marvelette groups over the years. She released a memoir, A Letter from the Postman, a memoir by the original lead singer of the Marvelettes, which was possibly released in 2022 and co-authored by her son Vaughn. In 2006, Horton was diagnosed with Bell palsy. Sadly, on January 26, 2011, Horton passed away in a nursing home in Sherman Oaks following several strokes and years of declining health. Today, the impact of Gladys Horton and the Marvelettes is clearer than ever. They was pioneers. They proved that young black female artists could achieve mainstream success, and they helped lay down the foundation for the Motown empire. Without Please Mr. Postman, the story of Motown might have unfolded very differently. And without Gladys Horton's voice, that song may not never became the classic as it is today. The history of Motown is filled with legendary names, but every legend has a beginning. Gladys Horton was part of that beginning. She was the voice that introduced the world to Motown's potential. She helped open up the doors for generations of artists who followed. And though her name may not always be the first remembered, her impact will always be felt, because before the empire, before the icons, it was a young girl with a voice and a song that changed everything. Now, before we go, I have a question for you all. What is your favorite song by the Marvelettes? Before I go, I want to take a second to promote my Discord. Over here, I provide a safe space for my supporters. We discuss music of all genres. You can provide me feedback on recent uploads, etc. If that interests you, then go ahead and check me out. The link is in my bio. While I have y'all here, if you would like to support the channel further, then feel free to become a member. By doing so, you help make these videos possible. I thank each and every one of you who supported me along this journey.